With cold, snowy weather hitting us in southern Alberta, along with the financial pressures of our current economy, there are individuals and families who are in need. The Salvation Army has been helping out for over 100 years now. And joining me now is Lieutenant Zachary Marshall with the Lethbridge Salvation Army. Lieutenant Zachary, welcome to Bridge City News. Great to have you with us.
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Of course. Okay, so can you first of all tell us a bit about the different kinds of help that you offer locally to our community in Lethbridge and Fort Macleod?
Absolutely. So the Salvation Army is actually the largest non-governmental provider of social services in Canada. So we take that legacy very seriously, and we have a variety of things that we offer our community. So here in Lethbridge, we're kind of ramping up to our busy season with our Toys for Tots campaign. And that's kind of one of the biggest things that we do in terms of our ministry to the community at Christmas time. But as well, we have a variety of different things. We have a thrift store for people who are wanting to shop affordably. We have food assistance for people who kind of just need that stopgap help. We have a Pathway of Hope program, which I think we'll talk about a little bit later. And yeah, so we're just kind of all over the place, just trying to meet needs as they come to
And it's
us.
your busiest time of year, as I'm sure it's the busiest time of year for almost everybody, but especially, charities for sure. So now, how has inflation and the shortage of affordable housing impacted our community? Are you seeing more people in need of help these days?
Absolutely. The demand for our services, especially at Christmas time, is on the rise. And I think that's true of all of the helping agencies in Lethbridge. It is an unfortunate side effect of the inflation and how things are going. And we're really just seeing families who are struggling. We're seeing families who have never had to reach out for help before. Reach out for help this Christmas time. And, people are faced with the impossible choice. Do I pay for rent or do I pay for Christmas? And we're really kind of seeing all sides of it. And it's heartbreaking, it's devastating. We're happy to help, but it is unfortunate that there is such a demand for our help.
Yeah, no kidding. And are you noticing any increase in people needing help to overcome addictions, or is it about the same as last year?
It's about the same. I mean, as you know, the opioid crisis is ongoing,
Yeah.
and here in Lethbridge, we see it every day. Um, and I would say that our demand for that is pretty similar to what we've seen in the past number of years.
Yeah, and you offer those services too, right? The counseling and yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I mentioned earlier our
yeah,
Pathway of Hope program, and,
yeah.
and that's kind of an end-to-end framework of how we can come alongside families and individuals and help. So when someone comes to us and we take them on as a Pathway of Hope client, we're able to connect them with housing supports, with addictions counseling if that's something they need, with budget classes, whatever they might need to kind of help them step out of the cycle of poverty and into kind of some more stability. Pathway of Hope offers it. So we're really happy to do that for our community, and we've seen some success in that.
That's wonderful. I can't believe all that you guys do. It's incredible. And if somebody does need help, perhaps some counseling or some help with food or clothing, how do they go about getting that?
So they could visit our website, lethbridgesalvationarmy.ca, and we have all of our resources available there. Or they could either call our office, 403-328-8611, and one of our team members will be very happy to field some calls.
Wonderful. And of course, we were talking about how this is a crazy time of year. So every year, the Salvation Army does the annual Toys for Tots outreach at Christmas time. So tell us what that's all about and how we can get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. We are big believers in the magic of Christmas. And I personally hold true to the fact that I think every child deserves to open a gift on Christmas morning. And that's kind of where our Toys for Tots campaign comes in. We're one of a few agencies in Lethbridge that provide toy assistance. And our Toys for Tots campaign this year, we will see 500 children and parents come through the doors to shop for their kids, and hopefully we can provide some toys. So we do have some drop-off locations throughout Lethbridge at locations like Toys R Us, um, Center Village Mall, and the Toy Mountain Drive that they're doing there, and other places in Lethbridge. So we're really ramping up because the time is coming near in the next couple of weeks where we're going to be busy being elves in Santa's workshop is how we kind of refer to it, and it just is really special for us to be a part of that.
Right. And this is where parents can go and actually shop for their kids, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How do people apply for that?
Yeah, so we have an online application on our website. So lethbridgesalvationarmy.ca/register. That's the link to our application, and we still do have room. So now's the time to apply if you're thinking about it.
And then, of course, speaking of this time of year, I believe that your annual Kettle Campaign fundraiser is underway now. So, what's the fundraising goal and where do the funds get distributed?
Yeah, so this year we have a big goal of $220,000, and that money goes directly to support the work that we do in our community at Christmas time with our Toys for Tots campaign and our food assistance, but really throughout the year with some of the programs that we're able to offer. So the need is increasing, and we're really banking on the generosity of the people of Lethbridge to help us meet that $220,000 goal.
And of course, we have a huge postal strike going on right now. So, Zachary, has the postal strike affected donations? And what are options for people who usually mail in their donations?
Absolutely. The postal strike could not come at a worse time for the Salvation Army and other charities. And actually, compared to this time last year, our donations are actually down 50%. So we're really feeling the pinch, and we're really kind of starting to worry a little bit about what that looks like for our outreach programs throughout the year. But because of that, we've had to get a little bit innovative with how we accept donations, and we can accept donations in just about any way that people want to donate. So they could give online. Again, the link is at our on our website. They could give over the phone. We can take card, or Visa or Mastercard over the phone. They could give at any one of our 7 Kettle locations. We accept cash and check and tap at every location. Or they can drop off their donation at any of our locations. So 1302 4th Avenue South or 1811 2nd Avenue South.
Yeah. Has the TAP payment really helped increase donations for the Kettle campaign?
It certainly has. I mean, nobody, or not a whole lot of people carry cash anymore. I can't say nobody, but the top donations account for about 15% of all of the donations come in. So it is a help. Absolutely. It just gives one other option for people who are passing by our kettle to stop and make a donation.
Yeah, and you were saying donations are down 50%. That's shocking to me. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's the economy or is it the postal strike, like we were
I
saying?
think I think it's a variety of reasons. I don't think the postal strike has necessarily helped the case, but when we're thinking of inflation, the demand for our services are certainly on the rise. But the flip side of that is things are so much more expensive for everybody. I think we're all feeling a pinch this year. And so not everyone is able to help in the ways that they have before. So it is kind of really two sides of the same coin. So we're really kind of just banking on the generosity of people to shine through and to help their neighbors out.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of that, roughly how many families are in need of receiving food hampers this year? Is that number increasing or is it decreasing?
So we're estimating in Lethbridge that between all of our helping agencies, 3,500 adults will be assisting for food and other Christmas activities, and 6,500 children. So we're looking at 10,000 individuals in Lethbridge. And speaking from the Fort Macleod side, we do have a food bank in Fort Macleod, and we're anticipating helping 65 families out there, which is uh, much more than we have seen in years past. So we're definitely anticipating a large year for demand of services across all helping agencies, and it's not a good thing. We're in an industry where we wish we could work ourselves out of a job, and but that is certainly not the case this year.
Yeah. So when it comes to the food hampers, how are people donating that food? Is it a partnership with the food bank?
Yeah, so here in Lethbridge, the two food banks, so Lethbridge Food Bank and Interfaith Food Bank, are taking care of all food hampers. And we, of course, partner with them as much as we can. And in Fort Macleod, we actually have the only food bank in Fort Macleod. So we take care of the families in Fort Macleod. So if you're in Lethbridge and you're wanting to donate, the two food banks are certainly the best option. Even if you wanted to donate to us, we'll make sure that it gets to the food bank. And certainly, if you're in Fort Macleod, we're happy to kind of take your
Yeah.
donations.
And I believe you're part of the Angel Tree campaign this year as well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're part of the Christmas Hope Partnership. So Christmas Hope is what we do every year with the helping agencies in Lethbridge. So it comprises Lethbridge Food Bank, Interfaith Food Bank on the food side of things, and then for the toy agencies, it's Our Toys for Tots campaign, it's the Angel Tree campaign, and it's My City Care Shop of Wonders. So we really work together as much as we can, just to kind of maximize our efforts and to make sure that everybody who needs help is being helped. So it's a beautiful partnership. It works really well, and we're grateful for it.
Yeah, exactly. And people can drop off toys as well, like unwrapped
That's
toys.
right. Unwrapped new toys at any location that accepting it, and one of our toy partners will benefit from that.
Yeah. We were speaking about donations and, of course, the tap, all your digital, that helps. Do you find that the majority of your donors are still donating the old fashioned way with cash? What are you finding? Or has that number increased with the digital days?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially at our kettles, the predominant way to donate is cash. We're seeing about 85% of our donations come through cash. And I think it's just, we're so used to using cash, even if we don't carry it regularly, people will say, well, I know that I'm going to donate to the Salvation Army's kettle, so I have to go and get some cash to do so. So, it's a beautiful way to donate. And I think having the tap is, one more way for people to donate, but we're just happy that we're getting some donations in, absolutely, whatever method it is.
Yeah. And is the Salvation Army in need of volunteers right now or more volunteers?
Absolutely. We're always looking for some people to help us at Christmas time. So, especially with our kettle campaign. So, at every location that our kettle is out, we're hoping to have volunteers on for 2-hour shifts to help greet the public, thank people for their donation, but it's also a safety thing, with that volume of cash. So, we are looking for volunteers, and to volunteer, people can visit our website or look at our social media, the Salvation Army in Lethbridge, to learn more information.
Yeah. So you get to stand there and ring the bell, right?
That's it.
And
Yeah,
just
it's a very special time.
be merry. And a lot of people might not be aware that Salvation Army is actually also a church, and you have regular Sunday morning services. So maybe tell us about other activities that viewers should know about.
Yeah, that's right. So, in addition to what we do on the social services side, I am also a pastor with my wife, and we pastor at the Salvation Army Church in Lethbridge. So, Christmas time has a little bit more of a special meaning for us as we're looking at what we can provide, because we're also holding true to the hope of the gospel, right? And holding true to the belief in Jesus Christ and his coming into the world. So it's very special for us to have these outreach activities at Christmas time, and certainly through our church, we have a small army of faithful volunteers that help us to achieve our goals and our outreach purposes in Lethbridge. But the one thing I would highlight is that we do have Sunday morning services at 10:30 at our location at 1302 4th Avenue South. And we are having a candlelight service on December 22nd at 6:30. So it's always such a special time, kind of when the Christmas season is winding down as we approach Christmas Day. It's a special time to carve out a little bit of time just to consider the true meaning of the season.
Oh, so lovely. Again, what is your website for people who want to donate their time or their money?
Yeah, so our website is lethbridgesalvationarmy.ca. All of the information that you might need if you want to donate
Drop off
or
points for
volunteer.
toys and food and whatnot. Okay.
Exactly. It's all right there.
Okay, perfect. Well, everybody get your donations in of food, toys, cash. It's certainly people definitely need it this time of year. Zachary, thanks so much for being with us today. Appreciate having you on.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
You as well. Merry Christmas. Lieutenant Zachary Marshall is the pastor at the Lethbridge Salvation Army. I'm Jeanette Roche on behalf of all of us here at Bridge City News. Thanks so much for watching.